Hi. It's a pretty important day in the life of the church and really important in the story of Jesus. We refer to it as Good Friday. If not for today, we wouldn't have the symbol that's most closely associated with Christianity across the world to this very day. It's the cross. And while the cross becomes the instrument for the ending of Jesus's earthly life, and while we have a lot of difficulty in our culture talking openly about death, it's Jesus' willingness to face his own death on the cross that becomes the most important action in freeing us to live very different and powerful lives ourselves. Lives filled with love, grace, and forgiveness. To maybe fully understand the impact of today, we need to go back to the beginning. You see, the gospel writer John doesn't have a Christmas story. John introduces us to Jesus by referring to Jesus as the Word made flesh. John writes, God created all things, and nothing was made without the Word. Everything that was created received its life from him, and his life gave light to everyone. The light that keeps shining in the darkness so that the darkness can never overpower it. As Christians, we strive to live our lives in ways that reflect the light of Jesus to the entire world. We want to live like Jesus because Jesus' life was powerful. It was an important life. Jesus fed the hungry. Jesus helped heal the sick. Jesus sat and listened and conversed with those who were suffering and prayed over those who couldn't understand who they were or what their lives meant. We can live our lives in that kind of way. And as important as Jesus' life was, perhaps the most critical act was the way that Jesus faced his own death. You see, Jesus' death on the cross became an action that fulfilled God's plan, that won a victory over sin and death for all of humankind, for all of eternity. And so on that morning, that Friday, when Jesus was arrested, betrayed by his own friends, turned over to the authorities, he faced Pilate, who ultimately convicts Jesus and sends him to his own death, a death on the cross. At 3:00 that afternoon, Jesus' earthly life comes to an end. But it's not the end of the story. Remember what John wrote. John reminds us that the light is so powerful that the darkness, even the darkness of death, can't overcome it. Friends, Jesus' willing sacrifice on our behalf wins for us the power over death so that we can live in ways that are radically different. So, while it's okay to be sad about Jesus' death, let's keep vigil over these next few days and remember that Jesus' earthly death is not the end of the story, but truly the beginning of something greater. Recall, even in those moments of darkness in your own life, that the light is with us and that Easter is coming. Amen.